Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into another edition of MNW Firing Line. I am your host, Joe Mojo, and joined with me is my co-host, Faye. How's it going, Faye?
Howdy, howdy. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you've all been well. Staying out of the heat. Oh boy, we got a lot to go over tonight.
Yeah, things are sure heating up here in MNW with the Multivania is just what about like 4 weeks, about 6 weeks away?
The timer is going down, yes. I believe about 5 weeks, pretty much, and then it'll be Multivania weekend, I believe.
Yep, about 5 weeks, and so everybody's chomping at the bits to get onto that card, and well, we should not delay the people any further, shall we? All right, so going into MNW for the week here, we have Friday Night Flashbang, as we always begin, and we're going to hear some words from one interim GM, Mr. Lawson.
Greetings, Flashbang. Now, it seems that over the last week I've gotten some very mean tweets at me, some very rude text messages, and it seems people are not that happy with what I did last week, despite the fact that all of your heroes seem to have won. What a wonderful, beautiful thing it was to watch. And that is what Flashbang is all about, overcoming the odds, persevering when no one believes that you can. However, I don't much like many of the things that have been said, and it seems some of you are now trying to stick up for Brawl Kaiser and stick up for this invader Citric King, when I have made it very clear that I will deal with him and send him back to Warzone or whatever dimension he decided to come from. And I'm talking about you, Braven, because you seem to like to run your mouth more than most. And don't worry, later tonight, you'll get to team up with someone who also likes to run their mouth. Someone who declared they'd be in the main event of Multivania, the Black Prince, Jack Andrews. And guess what? Your opponents will be very familiar to you, Braven. Another man who continues to run his mouth, the Grim Reaper, and Aurelian Starhand. You remember the old Empire, don't you? And if any of you think of...
Graven isn't the only one that's sick of your nonsense, Lawson. Did I hear you right? You sent your goon squad after Citric King? Lawson, do you even know which one is the fake one and which one is the real one? Or are you just talking out your ass again? Sending your little butt buddies to do all of your dirty work for you. See, I knew Honorbound was no good from the start.
Shere Khan, this has absolutely nothing to do with you, and you are picking the wrong night to pick a fight with me. As the representative of the brass, I will do what is necessary to maintain law and order on this show. But if you want me to be the bad guy so bad, believe me, I know how to play the part.
What I'm saying is, I am going to stand right here between Citric King and Honorbound until you can prove to me the one that you're sending them after is the fake. Did you forget that we had two, one of which wants to take the belt off of this show, but you think the other guy is the fake? Why?
I don't have to explain myself to you. In fact, I don't have to do anything. You want to watch what happens when you interfere in my business? Congratulations. I'm glad you're in your ring gear, because coming up next, you're going to deal with Honorbound, your old pal Simon the Psycho. Because if you want to stand between Citric and Honorbound, you're going to be their next hunt.
Oh, Lawson, you're doing me a favor. Because I'm going to make an example out of Simon. That vigilantism is over. That's how we got in this mess in the first place. You want to deal with the Citric King, Kane, whatever the hell his name is, by all means. But you're not gonna send this roster to do your dirty work. You go fight Citric.
I am not a combatant, and you need to watch your mouth and take the bass out of your voice when you speak to me, Shere Khan. In fact, how about we do this? DeLuna wants to know what his prize is so bad. I was going to make him the #1 contender, but now I'm reconsidering that unless they get the job done against you.
DeLuna didn't earn shit. He won one match. And I'm going to prove to the world that you're a fake, Lawson. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, we are...
Oh, boy. Shere Khan is biting, I think, more than he could chew. Getting right up in Lawson's business. And as well as, coming up right after that, he got a match with Simon the Psycho, of all people.
Shere Khan has never been one to shy away from trying to make mince out of people. Shall we say, just biting at their ankles, But he is speaking some bit of truth there. The roster has been very lately fed up with Lawson in regards to what they feel like has been vigilantism and just a lot of bad calls, a lot of throwing weight around in the wrong place as well. The roster also has more than a few share of problems.
Just a bit, especially with the consistent use of the Abyssal Void. Apparently, from what we discovered from Alexis Edmondson, that Lawson has been using Honor Bound for some frickin' deals that we don't know about. As well as, we're going to see later on. But this just screams old Empire business, in my humble opinion.
Possibly. Although I was around for that age, I'm sure things will reveal themselves in good time, but how about we get into it?
Yeah, but until then, like you said, let's get on into the match. We have Simon the Psycho of Honor Bound being led to the ring by DeLuna and the Bulldog Grant Martin. And then here we have the King of the Jungle himself, Shere Khan. And just starts right on off, and pretty evenly matched. A lot of people were kind of worried that Simon was coming out in his base form, especially after their last match. He was in his, I guess, true hunting mode. But people also tend to forget how Shere Khan brought that form to its absolute limit, when Shere Khan himself has a form just kind of nestled in his back pocket, that were-tiger form.
Very true. The lycanthropy, however that works, seems to be fairly strong on the flashbang side of things. Well, regardless, though, these two have never been afraid to show their claws, the talons of their feet up against each other. Especially considering these two were in former contention with the interdimensional title. Simon's trying to get a rein in on people he thought were interfering, as well as just facing off against Shere Khan in general. Things have been very heated between these two competitors, and as we see, there's no holding back for Shere Khan, who is, as I've said before, one of the most resilient men on the roster as far as Flashbang's concerned.
Well, it's also because, not only were they rivals in contention for the interdimensional title, but Shere Khan used to at the very beginning of, not at the very beginning of Flashbang, they were very reluctant, but had a very heated rivalry with the Bulldog Grant Martin over there that kind of formed into a bit of an odd couple tag team called Tooth and Claw. And then the more and more they were together, the more and more they were hanging out with DeLuna as well back there. And, especially with the business that Kevin Blackwell had with DeLuna's family, Shere Khan was willing to die to get DeLuna 12 El Chavo's mask back. And, of course, Simon the Psycho here being the absolute... God, saying animal is negative, and the absolute, viciousness of this guy right here. He was Earl King's attack dog for the longest time, up until the Empire disbanded. Whom of which Simon wasn't in. Simon was not involved with that match, now that I'm thinking about it. Huh. Some people say that he saw the writing on the wall early and dipped.
I'm not sure. Simon, for me, he seems like the type of individual who likes to feel a bit more free to hunt, to just maybe play around. I'm not quite certain. I still can't get a beat on him.
From what?
There's just always a bit more of a roguish element to him. Not necessarily an attack dog. I've heard him I believe it was on this airing of Flashbang, actually, he called out Lawson and said he doesn't want to be his personal attack dog, and he's considering rewriting their terms, so to speak.
I see what you said on social media, and technically speaking, Simon didn't really do anything except for leave. Just not do anything when the Empire was falling apart. He didn't really contribute much. That was all fate. But I mean, believe me, I was present for half of those. God, those were crazy days.
Well, let's hope the Empire's remnants don't rear their ugly heads once again.
And we have a big drop kick from the top rope, and your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Shere Khan.
The king of the jungle,
And
certainly a bit of a statement to Lawson that no matter what you throw at Shere Khan, he is going to be fighting back tooth and nail. He is fed up with the brass. At least on the Flashbang side of things. We can see Simon just getting out of the ring there.
Yeah, and here we see Simon not happy with with the outcome on that one. But yeah, so overall, that was a very fantastic match. Both competitors were just giving it their all, and just it was a back and forth match. I mean, there was times where Simon was on top, then Shere Khan was on top, and then Shere Khan came out of nowhere with that drop kick.
Oh, absolutely. You're looking at two competitors who know each other, I would say, very well, at least in the aspect of them facing off rather frequently in the last few months inside the ring, all leading up to the more recent interdimensional title contentions and that whole scene. Although things have quieted down for a little bit, these two are still going to viciously go after each other, I believe. And probably for the nearest future. I don't think that's going to be resolved anytime soon.
No, not whatsoever. Excuse me. I was drinking water and went down the wrong tube. But speaking of things that are far from being over, Suicide Gemini and the Crimson Phoenix were scheduled to face each other this past Friday. And here we see Crimson Phoenix already in the ring itself. He's ready for his opponent, Suicide Gemini. And here we see Gemini, looks like he hurt his arm. Maybe during, practice or his workouts or something, but... And, well, he called a substitution to face Crimson. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never seen this man before, please welcome back the the Merc from Moscow. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Red Star Roman. Ugh, I got it out. So yeah, Red Star Roman is... We have not seen him in months. And here he is, just putting the boots to the Crimson Phoenix. No sign of ring rust whatsoever.
Always great to see a returning competitor to the scene. Although, I will say of note, apparently Suicide Gemini had been pointing towards the back as if to say, something happened back there. Although... not many people were really buying it. Things between Gemini and Phoenix have been a little bit more than tense, so they've been trying to duck and dodge each other for quite some time. Just leaving each other hanging in the ring in tag matches, that sort of thing. Just playing a lot of mind games with each other.
Yeah, if we know anything about Suicide Gemini, he is a master of manipulation. A very tactile strategist, and I mean, he's been avoiding core members of Apex for the longest time, Crimson Phoenix included. I mean, he avoided both Minotaurs and Blight Howless just to get to Nero. Hell, he even avoided Mizuki of all people.
Sorry? Probably not going to be too hard of a too hard of a job for him, considering Apex has been going over to Warzone recently to try to finish some unresolved business, which we'll talk about later tonight, I'm sure. But generally, just, Side Gemini's just been having the dodge Apex and all of its competitors, just to, keep his own skin on his flesh.
Yeah, well, because, like, once again, those core members, I mean, Lapris Minotauros, Blighthouse, Zephyr Tail, they all jumped ship for how long? We don't know. And I mean, who's all left? We got Mizuki, Crimson, and also Revolos, as well as, I would argue, their heaviest hitter, Satiris Facilicus.
Oh, no, I don't see Satiris moving from Flashbang's home turf anytime soon.
I mean, that boy is still undefeated, by the way, so there's no way that they're going to risk any of that just for a bit of payback.
No, absolutely not. That would be like sending out your best bodyguard to go perform a hit job, which that's not really playing your cards right, I would argue. And Mizuki is anything but a she's a very careful and very strategic individual.
I would hard agree. And then here we have
Ruben. She's had counters for everything, and she insists that every member of Apex is exceptionally well trained. Again, as we have seen, the Crimson Phoenix has just literally, not literally, well, somewhat literally, also figuratively on fire lately. Just as we see, like, despite the lack of rain rust, he is putting up a massive counterattack up against Red Star.
Yeah, Roman has been busy for sure out of the ring. Like, it's like we keep saying, the ring rust is just not there, but the Crimson Phoenix, Phoenix Splash, has been a little too much for this man. Going in for... Ooh, God, that Fisherman driver, though, going in for that cover. I think he calls it Phoenix down, I can't remember. And a 3 count. Your winner, the Crimson Phoenix. And look at Phoenix just reveling in his victory. God, once again, showing to the entire multiverse that he is on fire.
And folks, that's called a win streak.
What a glorious victory. Just can't even say it's Pyrrhic. It's just a straight up victory. Yeah, we love to see it.
Most definitely, like he is one of the best competitors that Flashbang currently has. I mean, yeah, he had a couple of losses here and there, but honestly speaking, I believe that makes it 2 or 3 wins in a row for him. So he is on a very nice streak. Hopefully, he can take that to Brawl, either Victor Vicious or Brawl Kaiser. I'm just imagining like the Crimson Phoenix traveling across the multiverse. Flames trailing behind him.
Looking for the best opponents?
Yeah.
We'll have to ask him about that sometime. Who knows? Maybe we can get a reporter to have a word with him, get a little interview. I'm sure he's got a lot of interesting things to say.
Most of them. Like I'll try and get a hold of his. I think it's his spouse, Tracy.
Ooh.
Yeah, I interviewed her in the past when trying to get a hold of Crimson, and very pleasant woman, by the way.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. But that's for another day. What next do we have up on the card?
We have an MNW staple, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We got the Flashbang Showcase match, starting off with the Omni Slayer himself, Artemis. Coming up next in second place, representing the Guild, it's Zach DeWeaver of the Merch Stand. Coming in third, representing Spectre Sonata, it's TK. Coming in fourth, we have Kath Gina representing the Winter Court. And coming in fifth, right after Right after Kachina, we got the heartthrob Joseph Kalman. Right after him, we got Rico Rose. And then the Son of Thunder, Johan Mjoln. And lastly, we have a returning Henry Colt representing the Grand Equation. And Henry Colt in this showcase match is kind of bringing back a lot of memories, especially that one showcase match from back in 2019 where Henry Colt eliminated just about everybody in the showcase. 7 eliminations got him the win.
Absolutely. People have been chanting for his name. Matrix specifically has been calling out the brass, asking when we're going to see more of Colt in the singles action. Although I'll comment on that later.
Yeah, we're going to
keeping an eye on Henry at the start here.
Yeah, we're going to comment on that come around later on in the night where we see the PM Ghost fight Hey Mr. Rabbit. But here we see Kalman going up against Artemis, TK taking it to Rico Rose. And Zach DeWeaver kind of floating on and off between fighting Kathagena and Rico himself. And Johan and Henry Colt just slugging it out like 2 actual warriors. And of course, Johan tossing Henry onto the apron. Why does Johan... Yep. Seriously, I ask him this all the time. Why does Johan love tossing people around like they're freaking pieces of paper?
And a kick out again from Henry. Artemis and Kalman over there in the middle of the ring, just trading blows for blows, pretty much. It's somewhat of a relief, I'm sure, to be able to just have a little bit of more room to work with, and not have like 6 people in a corner.
Yeah, and here we see an absolute mosh pit on the right-hand side outside the ring, and Kathagena and TK just going at it. Oh, right, the lightning onto Henry Colt. Johan going in for that cover, but Colt kicks right on out. Oh, carrying Kathagena and replicating her, I don't know, faction mate? I don't know what their status is. Then we see Ragnarok onto Colt. Oh, God! Zach DeWeaver getting tossed into the staircase.
2. 3, and unfortunately that was Henry Colt out.
And here we see Artemis and Kalman ganging up on Johan's big super kick, holding it down for like, what, 30 count at this point? As Legs over there is watching the submission hold onto Rico Rose. Legs doesn't know what to do. He's freaking out that he missed this cover.
I'm sure he heard the crowd just chanting to get the fuck over there.
And unfortunately, Johan Mjoln has been eliminated.
It's a good thing the refs are trained. They must have some good cardio workouts that they got to do. They have to keep an eye on so much in the ring and then just pretty much turn on a dime and sprint over.
God, they have to keep their heads on a swivel. Like everyone talks about how hard it is to win a showcase match. Try being a referee in a showcase match. Speaking of which, we got Rico Rose being eliminated by the idol herself, TK, as she goes right on towards Artemis.
TK has just been a crowd favorite, I've been noticing lately, especially with that cute little announcement for her and her new partner.
Oh, God! Kalman's head getting introduced into the freaking apron. Christ, Kathagina's out for blood, literally. But yeah, I mean, speaking of that announcement, actually, did you know that this is TK's first match ever since that couples match?
I believe so, actually. Now, that does sound about right. So, I believe, I heard that she had been on vacation for a little bit.
For a little bit, and then there we saw Artemis get super kicked into oblivion by Joseph Kalman and being eliminated, and DeWeaver just introducing Kalman's face to his own knee. But seriously though, like I haven't really heard much from him. What is going on with Troll Train Spectre Sonata? Are they a faction or just still like a line, or is that like a complicated question?
I think it's sort of like a faction alignment, like some cross trading promotional stuff. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to be clear on that. Although CG and Spectre Sonata, they've been very busy, but with the Grand Equation and whatnot.
Yeah.
We see the ref running over for Cowman's cover on Zack to Weaver, 2, and a kick out.
And we saw Kathjina be eliminated by the kitty in question, TK. Oh, trying to go for that super kick, but DeWeaver saw that coming and just busted his leg. I mean, here we see TK trying to get into the middle of these two as Calman gets set up for one more super kick straight to the tusks. And TK just immediately interrupting Calman as he was feeling confident. And going
Absolutely trying to take advantage over here.
Exactly, like you need to get you need that advantage to win this match.
Oh, but here comes Calman with the cover.
3 super kicks thrown, 3 eliminations for Calman, and we are left with the heartthrob himself against the idol.
Oh yes, it was about this point, and I heard the crowd just going wild for both Calman and TK. It's been a while since we've seen either of them. Not only in the ring, but in a showcase, if I'm correct. I don't believe until this point Calman having had a win. I'm not sure on the numbers.
It's been a minute for him, I think. I can't remember myself, or I'm going to have to ask Carla later. But, like, it's like you said, we all kept hearing the crowd going, "Let's go, Calman, let's go, TK." It was
absolutely
very...
Just looking it out. Just a surprisingly even match for each other. Just love to see more of them both, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, and TK doing us the favor of getting Calman into the ring so we can get some better camera angles on here. It's always hard when they're on the outside of the ring and can't always spot everything.
Well, I think it's because, like, most of the time when someone's outside, there's other people all around the ring, and the hard cam wants to capture everybody. We can only do so much.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. To be fair, we gotta have a little bit of safety for the camera operators, just because of the sheer violence that we have in the ring and outside of it.
Ripcord Spanish Fly for a 2 count. Twisty is feeling the flow. She's feeling the crowd, and she is, she is trying to get a win back in the Spectre Sonata's corner. Oh God, just tossing Calman like he's. She tossed Calman like he was made out of freaking like paper.
Even so, she was quite winded and just to cheer up her body strength with TK right there. She's pulling out everything that she can. She just looks like she's just thinking, oh, what's it going to take to put this guy down? But he's not done yet.
Kick, Ripcord Spanish Fly once more. Is this going to put the heartthrob down? 1, 2, and 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of this showcase, the idol herself, TK. Fantastic match for everybody who was a part of it, and I'm so happy for TK right now. First match in about 3 months, and she takes the win.
Absolutely, well done to both TK and Calman. They had been, it was turned down obviously, but they were going for several minutes. It was just mostly even back and forth, which was just great to see, because there's really no better way to just immediately get back into the ring and just be completely tested to your limits almost.
Most definitely. I mean, that's kind of like, that's the purpose of the showcase match. I mean, test yourself beyond what you think you could be, and just immediately overcome any kind of obstacles. And what are those obstacles? 7 other people.
Alright, well, can't wait to see more from TK, but in the future.
We will be seeing a match from one member of her fellow Spectre Sonata member, PM Ghost, here later on. But we first are going to go right into a match with the Abyssal Void here, and their tag partner Jack the Questionable, going up against the Time Bandits and their tag team partner, Death himself, Helix Sucks. Oh. Man, I cannot tell who has a bigger advantage in this match. I mean, yeah, you got the absolute giants in the Abyssal Void and the absolute cunning of Jack the Questionable. But then on the other side of the ring, you have the tag team champions themselves and Death himself.
Oh, absolutely. Just immediate chills down the spine. Just the hush over the crowd as the second Helix's entrance played. As is fitting. And there's no short of unresolved feuds here in the ring tonight. So it was probably for the best that they got this started. I believe even Sandman had been commenting how they wanted Helix to have a little bit of fun. Just try to resolve some of his old business with Abyssal Void and Jack.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame Time Bandits for picking Helix Lux over, like, you know, the Creation or Dragoon. I mean, Helix Lux himself probably has he's got a lot of beef still with the Abyssal Void, especially, like, seems to be lately they seem to have his number. And and to me, that's baffling. And here we see Jack and Thunderbolt, something Thunderbolt just going right on at it. Just mounted kicks and punches.
God, people were pointing it out on social media a lot, but I agree. Those boots gotta go.
Seriously.
Why?
They're so
Are they
gaudy.
rain boots? Why?
Like, I get that he probably picked them just because it would annoy everybody, but that's not even something I can respect. I'm just over here like, go away. Pick something else. They're so gaudy.
The only argument I could even think of for that is, like, maybe if they were just magic boots or something, but I don't know. There's no defending poor fashion choices, though.
There's also not defending that right there from Thunderbolt. Going up, and money or your life onto Lord V. Is he going to tap? He does not. He gets right on out of it. Yeah, people keep forgetting Lord V is probably one of the more resilient people on the roster right now. Also, the man...
Oh, absolutely.
The man weighs just well over 250, and yet he moves around as if he's a cruiserweight. It's phenomenal.
Well, we've seen him apparently walk through the void and just kind of float. So it's not really that surprising. Although Thunderbolt and Sandman aren't completely... although Jack over there breaking up the pin. And it's just a straight-up brawl in the ring for a little bit over here.
It's an all-out brawl, and here we see the Time Bandits, and he looks like just punishing Jack and Lord V. Enough to where they decided, hey, this is now a tornado tag match.
Yes, the ref unfortunately having lost complete control of the match, which unsurprising considering who we have up in this ring. But honestly, that might be a safer option, because I have a feeling that had this not happened, they'd just be more likely to kill each other afterwards, you know?
Yeah, I completely would have to agree with that. I mean, not only does the Time Bandits have a distinct advantage having Helix Lux as their mystery partner, but also now that they just completely are separating out the Abyssal Void and Jack the Questionable. Granted, Jack kind of works better on his own anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Although I was a little surprised that Helix didn't immediately go for a chair or a table, as we saw a bit last week. Put Citric Cane through a table, just out of the blue, as it seemed.
Yeah, seems like it.
I'm surprised we're not seeing a bit more destruction and debris, but hopefully this can get resolved relatively cleanly, or I don't know. It's looking very especially the upcoming road to Multiverse. It's honestly just a matter of time before blood gets spilled between these groups.
Yeah, and here we have a camel clutch onto Cleaver. Ref not seeing the cover. 2. Cleaver breaking up the count. And then here we see Sandman and Jack up on the ramp, Cleaver and Helix going at it, and then V and Thunderbolt just continuously trying to go at it. Oh god, high knee bringing the big man down to the ground. And yeah, Helix on the ground. Looks like Cleaver's trying to go help out Jack. Ooh, God, just dropping Lords V's head onto the center of the ring.
Sandman getting double teamed on the outside a little bit over here, although seems Cleaver's just keeping an eye out, trying to figure out how to approach.
And V once again breaks on out.
Cleaver picking up Sandman on the outside, trying to have a little bit of fun from the looks of it, although Jack's not really too happy. He's just pretty much said, leave him to me. There's a Cleaver over there on the outside, going after Helix, if I'm not mistaken. It's a little hard panned out over here for me.
Yeah, so this is kind of like what we were talking about earlier. It's just, you know, this wide shot like this. This is makes it a little hard to focus sometimes, but hey, I'm not going to diss Frank like that.
It is a little frustrating though when a good portion of the roster loves their blacks and reds. I don't know, guys. A little bit more color helps you pop out on the cameras.
Actually, a very common color combination, even on the indie scene. They think it help. Like, I mean, yeah, but some brighter colors would kind of help draw the eye. And no, I'm not going to justify Jack's golden boots because of that. And here we see Lord V going for an abyssal slam onto Thunderbolts, going in for that cover. 1, 2, 3. Lord V of the Abyssal Void has pinned one half of the tag team champions, especially with the Grand Equation wanting a shot themselves. Abyssal Void, they may have cut the line, but this. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're gonna have to see though. Sandman looking more than a little bit upset that he wasn't able to drag himself all the way over to Thunderbolt in time at the end there. Those two have been very close ever since the months leading up to their proper contention up against the Mad World.
Yeah, and I mean, I will say this though: the Abyssal Void definitely. I mean, Abyssal Void and Jack the Questionable did a pretty decent job at separating everybody out, but honestly speaking, that could have still turned the page on them as well when it comes to that.
Absolutely. We're going to have to see in the future, though, as eventually we're going to get a bit more of a clearer picture in regards to who exactly is best contender for the Flashbang Tag Team Championship. But in the meantime, what do you got next on our plate?
In the meantime, we have some words from the Pumpkin King himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we go back down to the ring to hear from Mad Jack.
Hello there, Victor! Zericus has a very good point. He's not calling you out because I'm out here to call you out. I don't know if you all forgot the first commandment of Flashbang, but thou shalt not mess with Doom. And for some reason, Victor, without any provocation, you decided to put your mouth on a microphone and then put our names into that mouth. And what's more, you decided it would be a great idea to steal a promo that's not even that great, twist it around a little bit. I see what you did there. It's very, very cute. As you can see, Zericus can do it too. How creative of you, Victor. For all of your accolades in this ring, and you do have a laundry list of them, being interesting on the microphone isn't really one of those accolades now, is it? And that kind of grinds you up a bit, doesn't it? So I'll tell you what, Vicky Chan. How about you bring your behind down to this ring and we will show you why Doom can do whatever we want, whenever we want, and if that so happens to be defeating another world champion, kind of a thing that we do, so be it! Now, if you're too afraid and you're too angry at your orc and Hutch is too busy with marriage counseling, by all means, skip our main event-worthy match. But if you have any meatballs left in that spaghetti sack, then you'll come down here and face us. Simple as that. Oh, and the next time you're going to rip off a promo, at least do it so that everyone understands your reference. Not some back alley Long Island ripoff. No, something dignified like, oh, I don't know. One of our promos, one of my promos. So, Victor, if I have sufficiently gotten in your head and put a nice piece of real estate there, I'll see you in the main event. Toodles!
It looks like Mad Jack and the rest of Doom have their sights set on the World Heavyweight Championship. More likely Victor Vicious. And we're going to be seeing them in the main event. Cartel going up against Doom themselves.
Well, that is going to be a show, because Doom had a very, very long and well-defended reign as the Trios Tag Championships, and they are far from rusty. They're more than eager to get right back into action.
Yeah.
And they will put up a hell of a fight for Victor.
And they seem to be going, like, they could go for the tag titles. They could go for like an interdimensional championship run, but no, they're going straight to the top. They know how popular they are. They know. I mean, Zerikis has pinned Victor Vicious. Mad Jack has pinned Zako before. It's only a matter of time to where they take that into world title contention.
But we're going to have to see more of that later. What do we got next?
Well, coming up next, we have the Flashbang promo of the week. And I'm just gonna let him speak for himself.
First, Rabbit had a word with Matrix. Then I had a word with Matrix. Now let's see if Matrix can get through to Matrix. In your promo last week, you were espousing about this revenge trip that you thought I was on didn't help anyone, and in fact hurt both Rabbit and Colt's chances at glory. Though, as a random aside, I did notice that while you said that Colt had not been booked recently, you decided not to bring him into the ring, but I digress. Let's revisit that idea of revenge, shall we? We ended last time on a good match, despite your creative tactics. Everyone was having a good time, we were giving it our all, the fans were cheering, we had excellent showings on both parts. So at this juncture, I ask you, where do you want to go from here, Lionel? Will you be learning from your mistakes? Or will you decide to interrupt the Grand Equation's quest for gold, to waste everyone's time with a match that won't benefit anyone, and come after me again? Ball is in your court, priest. Oh, and one last thing. What do you call a Nortia worshipper that spends all his time around the dead? A Nortician.
Why did I pick that as promo of the week again? Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, here we have Hey Mr. Rabbit of the Grand Equation going up against the Punkmaster Ghost, representing Spectre Sonata. TK getting a win earlier on in the night, and we will see if it carries over with the Punkmaster here in this match. And here we see just friggin' PM is just going absolute crazy onto Mr. Rabbit here. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit right now, because holy shit. These have been an ongoing series of matches for I want to say the past month.
Yeah, about the last 4 or 5 weeks or so.
Yeah, so about last 4 or 5 weeks, and they are. This doesn't seem to. I know I keep talking about how they if the Grand Equation wants to go into tag title contention, they should face other teams. But at this point, I think the Time Bandits should definitely just take a look at both of these teams and go, okay, which one of these two is it going to be who faces us for the first time, especially after their loss to the Abyssal Void just a little bit ago.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely going to have to be a decision, certainly made rather just kind of with some finality to it, because you could have a back and forth for a couple more weeks, but that is going to be rather tiring, as CG has pointed out. Just mentioning that you know, to Matrix, you can keep going after me, but we don't want to waste people's time with, you know, maybe a match of that they don't need to see. Because we are in the up-leading weeks to Multiverse. Even you can see though, like Matrix just giving PM Ghost over there a piece of his mind.
A little bit of crowd surfing there for PM Ghost, and now Rabbit back in the ring.
Pulling it back in the ring. Although at least CG's trying to keep an eye on things.
Yeah, he's trying to keep an eye on Matrix. CG seems to be actually. I swear, the bad CG Ghost definitely seems to have a. I think he actually does have that little nugget over Lionel, especially after their last match. I think, I mean, after all these consistent rematches, Spectre Sonata are finally able to kind of get a gauge of Rabbit and Lionel Matrix.
Cooler heads possibly prevailing on that aspect of things. Very interesting as well, considering how two of them. You would think it might be PM Ghost who would just be getting up in Matrix's face, but no. It's been Matrix who's just been like very hot-headed lately. I don't know what's biting at him.
Maybe a little bit too much crowd surfing. Oh, but the head scissors able to get out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, here we see a stunt puller from PM onto Mr. Rabbit. Have you noticed that like everybody in Spectre Sonata has like acronyms for names? Or like just mostly letters. PM Ghost, Bad CG Ghost, and you know, TK.
Into the bottom rope.
True, actually, now that you mention it.
Another clothesline. And a heel kick.
Oh.
And here we all looks like PM's going up, trying to get caught in a mosh. Slamming onto Mr. Rabbit. 1, 2, 3. I think he would have gone for the sharpshooter, but no. Looks like one mosh pit is enough to take down the former general manager. Question mark. We're still not unsure about his status on that one. He's still suspended, technically. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner. Bringing a second win for the Sonata themselves. It is the Punkmaster Ghost. So yeah,
like you've been saying, Spectre Sonata just on a very hot win streak, actually. Just
yeah, CG won.
Everything's coming together.
Yeah, I mean, CG won last week against Lionel, and then PM against Rabbit, and then Twisty. That's somebody completely different. And then TK just immediately getting that showcase win. Ah, man, they are on a hot streak.
Love to see it. We're gonna also have to see how the Grand Equation swings back from that loss, unfortunately. But we'll see soon, as the tag title contention picture is both heating up and also becoming a little bit more clear in some areas. Although that said, what do we have left?
Well, coming up next, we have some words from the best boy, the interdimensional hero, your Sentai hero. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I probably botched that, but anyway, here is Brawl Kaiser.
Okay, so I know that there's a lot of stuff going around right now about the whole Citric King versus Citric King thing. So I just want to take care of what I need to take care of. So, Citric Kane, I am going to talk directly to you. Whether you're fake or not, You, my opponent for the Interdimensional Championship, you have been a thorn in the side of Flashbang for far too long. Whether or not you're even the real one is irregardless of... Oh, I should have stuck to the cue card. It doesn't matter which one of you is real. The only thing that matters is that I don't let you take the Interdimensional Championship from around my waist. So, foul villain, I am calling you out for next week in the main event. Brawl Kaiser versus Citra Kane for the Interdimensional Championship. You know, unless you're scared. Yeah, that's right, Citric. Maybe you're not an orange. Maybe you're a banana because you've got a yellow streak going straight down your back. Or maybe you're a grapefruit because you don't have any. But if you do have grapefruits and you're not a banana, then you'll face me next week for the title. No more games, no more running, no more Mr. Lawson being a jerk because he is. And I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but he is. So Lawson, whatever you're going to throw at us, by all means, go, Brawl Kaiser!
You know, I think Brawl Kaiser found some grapefruits himself. But yeah, here we see the best boy calling out his opponent, the Citra Kane, for tomorrow's Flashbang show.
I, for one, welcome our assertive best boy. It's been very nice. It's been nice seeing him on his self-assertion, self-love arc. And it brings a tear to the eye.
Well, it's like we say at the end of every stream: love yourself and love each other. And Brawl Kaiser's taking the love yourself part to whole. Granted, I doubt he actually watches. So he's been. I mean, those self-help seminars have been helping him so very well. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is your main event for Flashbang. Unless I'm missing something. I don't think I am. Double checking my notes. Yep, coming up next is the main event. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got announced earlier in the night. We have the Cartel, Victor Vicious, and Nitzik Gunk Gobbler. Victor Vicious, the World Heavyweight Champion, going up against Majak and the Night Reaper Zeracus. Doom being led down to the ring by the #1 contender himself, Spike. And just opening it up, Victor Vicious with that double axe handle straight to Majak's dome and a big elbow drop onto the neck. And here we... So yeah, if, Zeracus has a pinfall win over Victor Vicious in singles competition during the C101. And if Majak gets a win, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with the contention there. I'm also kind of curious why Spike is with them. Probably because Hutch is there as well. Hutch's status for the Cartel is still relatively unknown. Just previously, like, a week ago, he said, fuck Victor, fuck the Cartel. I think that was only because he wanted to, just so he could get back at the Madness and not, quote-unquote, waste his time.
Yeah, Hutch has been, at least I would describe him, certainly as a man who he's out for his own personal goal, which is essentially just closure. He wants to know why Kuso kicked him in the face, why she did what she did. There's a lot going on that front. And as we saw the prior week, how he just completely obliterated Madness. He just wants his closure on that front, and I don't really blame him. Although, more so going back into this match, it's also really interesting seeing how Nitzig, interestingly, would have had a shot as the main contender for the World Heavyweight Championship belt.
Yeah, I mean, although you got to think about this. If, say, Spike gets his heavyweight title shot before Multivania, because from how close the show is, we might be seeing Spike and Victor at Multivania. But until then, what if we get not only Spike, but also Mad Jack and or Zeracus in that main event?
Doom at a main event at Multivania, I honestly would really love to see that.
Yeah,
people can say what they want about Doom, but they do put on a hell of a show, and they're fine competitors.
Yeah, that would put a lot of butts in seats. And then here we see Nitzig, the former war boss, trying to figure out what to do with the Pumpkin King himself. The Pumpkin King, very wily, but Nitzig is very powerful.
Oh no, absolutely. As is the Orc way, really, to just like sheer brawl power.
God, his biceps are about the size of my tires.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. Although that's not really Mad Jack's not scared. Look at him go.
Oh no, he's used to facing bigger opponents on a
God, he almost
basis.
ran over legs with Nitzig just there.
Oh, Hollow's knee, straight to the tusk of the Orc. I hear that's offensive in their culture. Going for that cover, drag 2, and Zeracus cuts off Victor Vicious, and your winners, ladies and gentlemen, Doom. Big win indeed for Mad Jack and Zeracus.
And Spike over there just laughing and hollering. He's just enjoying the show. Loving every second of it. And Doom. Oh boy, it seems they have certainly set their... I love that. They certainly have set their sights on the World Heavyweight Championship belt.
I don't blame them, honestly. I mean, they are probably one of, if not the most popular group in the entirety of Flashbang. Their name, I mean, they have made the biggest name for themselves ever since coming over to Flashbang initially.
Oh, well, either way, gonna love to see more of them in the future.
Yeah,
and things are heating up too, so we'll see who gets to Multivania to face off against Victor Vicious, or we'll see how else things might develop. There's a lot that could happen in the next few weeks, as is the nature of the scene.
Until then, though, ladies and gentlemen, we have just but one more thing on the Flashbang side of things. That is the Flashbang Moment of the Week.
So, foul villain, I am calling you out for next week in the main event. Brawl Kaiser versus Citra Kane for the Interdimensional Championship. You know, unless you're scared. Yeah, that's right, Citric. Maybe you're not an orange. Maybe you're a banana because you've got a yellow streak going straight down your back. Or maybe you're a grapefruit because you don't have any. But if you do have grapefruits and you're not a banana, then you'll face me next week for the title. No more games, no more running. No more Mr. Lawson being a jerk, because he is. And I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but he is. So Lawson, whatever you're going to throw at us, by all means, go, Brawl Kaiser!
Brawl Kaiser finding his spine, essentially, for a lack of a better term, and just utterly ripping into the Citra Kane in the most wholesome way that I think anybody could ever think. That is your moment of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we'd love this to get, just, that's certainly one way to, cheer yourself up, although, it's a very important moment for Brawl to just be able to, speak back against the people just, like, essentially just trying to torture him, but he's not gonna be kept down. He is fighting hero. Down to his very core. And yes, Brawl Kaiser, you are loved. The audience loves you. But we love to see a man who loves himself too. So, good for you.
For sure. But until then, you can go ahead and check that on out at twitch.tv/Edward Bosco for more Friday Night Flashbang goodness tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Now, before we get into the Warzone side of things, we technically don't have a call-out proper. Travis was very busy this week getting ready for Multivania, but we have something in the interim. It looks like we have an interview with the Black Prince himself, Jack Andrews.
Hello there, this is live from the Flashbang Locker Rooms. I'm interviewing the Black Prince himself, Jack Andrews. Good evening, Mr. Andrews. How you doing?
Good evening, guys. I'm feeling good. Another week, ready to get to work.
So, Jack, I want to talk to you today about a particular promo. Back in March, you made the claim that you want to be the main event of this year's Multivania. Does that statement still hold true? Are you still wanting to be the main event this year?
There is no doubt in my mind that I should be the main event, regardless of who has the title. I mean, take a look at my work ethic. I was the runner-up in the C101, but I carried Flashbang on my back in that tournament. If I'm not the main event, then, quite frankly, it's rather criminal, but I'm a company guy. I've said I'll do anything to earn it. Put anyone in front of me. Anyone at all. I don't care.
Now, I've been watching your progress. A second place finish and a fourth place finish in respective showcases and an absolute banger of a match against Graven Allen. Though you may have put on an absolute classic against all those, you did lose those matches. How have those matches affected you? Are these going to be roadblocks against your way to the top?
Yeah. It's no secret I don't do well in multi-man matches. You need only look back at the history of Flashbang to know that. I mean, look back when I was tagging with my friend Scott E. Stevens. We didn't do too well. Primarily, we are both singles competitors first. I mean, the C101 proved how good I am in a singles match in a one-on-one competition. The losses, I made a big claim. And then to go on a losing streak, it's kind of like, well, do you deserve to be in this title contention? Do you deserve this? The way I see it right now, me and Graven, as far as that goes, we are 1 for 1, so I wouldn't mind locking horns with the underdog from the underground, as it were.
Now, let's say you do get into the main event of Multivania. It is your time and everybody's eyes are on you. Who do you want to see in the opposing corner? Do you want to see our current world champion, Victor Vicious, or do you predict that somebody else will be holding the title? Would that person maybe be you by the time we get to Multivania?
I don't see myself walking into Multivania as a champion. I sure as hell see myself walking out as a champion. For who I'd want to verse, I'm going to be straight up honest. I know I'm not the most liked in the locker room. I'm pretty much a solo act. I wouldn't mind knocking that 3rd Street wannabe Victor Vicious off his high horse. As a matter of fact, I'd like to see him defend the title one time without anyone interfering. But, that's just me. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who I take the strap off. I will be a world champion, and you can damn well bet on it.
Well, Mr. Andrews, is there anything else you would like to tell the Flashbang audience?
All I have to say is that Flashbang is my show. They know it, and I know it. And the challenge is still out there. I dare anyone to prove me wrong.
Powerful words from the Black Prince. This has been the interview with Jack Andrews. Back to you in the commentary booth.
Thank you, Travis, and we hope you enjoy a very long break after everything that you've been doing this past week, man. You are one of the hardest working people in this entire company. You deserve a break, my guy. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go right on ahead and move into Warzone. Although, I will say this. It will be criminal if we don't see Jack Andrews in the main event of Multivania. Because, he is a fantastic talent. That's all I will say. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right on into Warzone, and I was mostly stalling just so I could avoid this segment, but I can't, technically speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go right on into the show proper as we start off with some words from the human representative. It's Registered Anon.
How are you all today? It's me, Registered Anon, your HR representative, speaking on behalf of the administration. Oh, we got all kinds of news for you folks. First off, some very important news about the Unified Tag Team title. Ooh, yeah, they need contenders. No, and I got the perfect contenders. We're not going to have a tournament. No, we already know who's going to face them because somebody's already earned the opportunity. Because, see, the Outlaws never really got that fair shake they were supposed to have for the belts back at Future Shock. So we are now naming the Outlaws the #1 contenders for the All Odds Unified Tag Team Championships. We will have that match in the very near future. Congratulations, Theron and CJR. But there's other things. People have been asking me, Anon, why are you pushing the main man to be the #1 contender for the heavyweight championship? Well, you see, it's simple, folks. The main man, Big Papa Plutonium, is almost Triple Crown champion. He has won titles that no longer exist. He has won everything that is possible on this show, but the biggest belt of them all. But that's not all. No, that's not all. It's very simple. I am the head of Human Resources. And currently, our champion, Zacko Duo, the ace of MNW, as he likes to call himself. Well, he's a lot of things, but human isn't one of them. And even though Big Papa Plutonium is radioactive and somewhat undead, he is still human. And HR wants to put the H back in Human Resources. And we want to give a human a crack at getting those belts and bringing them back to the flesh and blood that it belongs. So, yes, that's why I'm doing it. It's just to set what's wrong right. That's what the administration is here to do, after all. I hope you all understand. It's not personal against you, Zacko. You're just not our kind of person. That's the man you're supporting right there, huh, Michael?
Oh, God. Next segment? I think next segment. Let's just sweep this under the rug and let's focus in on something, absolutely positive.
Yeah. Who do we got coming up next?
Yeah, let's not linger on the possible speciesism, racism subject, and let's just progress because I don't want comments on YouTube going crazy. So, coming up next, we have the Warzone promo of the week, ladies and gentlemen. That's exciting. And here we have probably one of the more positive people in the entirety of the roster, despite his eagerness to get back at VIP. It is the behemoth himself, Maximilian Thunder Thighs.
He's gonna take over Warzone and Flashbang. I'm not crazy. They're all crazy. They're all wrong, and I'm right.
Maximilian Thunder Thighs.
Who's there?
So this is it, huh? This is the last thing people are gonna remember about Maximilian. A paranoid delusion man who's just bent on petty revenge.
Oh, great. You again. I'm not crazy. They all are. They all know that it's the VI Pharaoh, Arzir.
Talk about Arzir again and I'm gonna slap you with my non-Euclidean hand.
But it was a...
Fair point. Max, you gotta let this go. You're going insane over this obsession with VIP. Face the facts, man. Ozir's not the main threat right now. This administration, it's growing by the week. And by the time you get your final revenge on Ozir, there won't be a Warzone left. But we can't drop it. You know what he did to me. You know what he did to us. We're gonna get our chance against Ozir one day. But that's not today. Jerry Aldini needs someone to stand up to these corporate bullies. And who better than the guy who could rally a whole universe behind him? Come on, man! Are you really okay with the administration taking over? Why not? Every other world champion in their faction spouts off the same garble as the last one. What would having one run by the suits and ties make a difference? If you don't do something, this entire roster is gonna turn into suits and ties. Yes, men and women who do nothing but ass kissing and brass boot licking. They're gonna become everything you don't like. And all that you will be remembered by is that one crazy guy bent on revenge. Do you really think the kids want to see their hero become nothing more than a guy who just stood by while the world burned? God damn it, I hate it when I'm right. Fine, me. I'm in. I'll help Jerry Aldini and whoever else wants to stand up to Anon and his goons. I'll take on the administration, and I'll take on anybody to fix this stuff. But make no mistake, Ozir, this isn't over, but I gotta go make things right. And I swear if you have anything to do with this administration, I'm coming to get you.
Oh, go away, Twitch.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, those were words from the great behemoth himself joining the fight against the administration. One notable group that I kind of would like to bring attention to because I'm surprised, if I'm being completely honest. But Blood Money. Blood Money, I mean, they admit to being pretty much the worst, and yet they're like, what? What the administration's doing is actually worse than what they could ever do. And Ugly Dunk has done horrible things. Horrible things. Oh, God. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot to process.
Yeah, but we'll be seeing what's going on with this later on in the show. But first things first, we have something kind of holds them in stark contrast. We have a best of 5 series between one DJ Milsner and one Depth Charge, with Depth Charge being in the win, having one win over the DJ himself, and we just kind of get started off immediately into the match itself, and Depth Charge just yeeting Milsner just straight into the other side of the ring with ease.
No, absolutely. After the previous twice in a row interruptions, Depth Charge and Mills are just kind of, I think they just wanted to get on with it, just get straight into the match. Probably just so there wouldn't be any time wasted for anyone else to try to jump in on. And I don't blame them. Because it's, imagine if they were run in on a third time after the other previous weeks. Like that. Ooh, boy. Like that, I would have been... I wouldn't have been surprised if they tried to tear the Interloper apart. There's nothing like worse than trying to just have a clean match and just the world says no.
Yeah, like... honestly speaking, I was looking... I'm not gonna lie. I was actually kind of looking forward. not looking forward to, but I was just thinking, okay, is Ignacio gonna show up on this one too? That was 2 times in a friggin' row in the same match, man. I can't help it. Anyway, but yeah, and here we have Depth Charge just showing off that power gang, just that big power slam. And coming out from that, just smacking Milsner on the table, not the table, the buckle. Kicking right out of 2. And just Milsner just going at Depth Charger. Depth Charger got him by the goozle and just trips him on down. Anyway, so here we have... Oh, God! Big crossbody onto DJ Milsner. Depth Charge is in pretty good, decent control of this match.
No, absolutely. He's been very, very focused. He's just very clearly working on bettering himself and taking on challenges. Ouch! The ref, however, he's got it. You better watch out, mister. Watch out, ref. You're gonna get squished. Like, these two guys, they move very fast. Just the sheer size and power. I was honestly afraid, especially in their last couple of matches, I was afraid that the ring might break apart. Like, they're very strong individuals.
Yeah, I mean, Milsner seems to be, is technically more the acrobatic, more acrobatic out of the pair. But Depth Charge just, looks like he's shooting. Yep, it's Brian again. Why do you swallow it and then immediately try to spit it out in people's faces? I will never understand that. Anyway, here you have Milsner kind of making a comeback of his own. Looks like he was about to drop the base, but Depth Charge gets right up and an elbow drop straight to the actual dome of the Depth Charge. Yep, and here it comes. The base drop. Going for that cover. 1, 2, 3. No interruption this week. And your winner is DJ Milsner. So out of this best of 5 series, Milsner has 1 win, and so does Depth Charge. And here we see a little sign of respect from Milsner, and Depth Charge meets him. Respect, ladies and gentlemen. It goes a long way in this business.
Oh, absolutely. It's just nice to see Depth Charge very slowly, steadily making a name for himself. Just one more great match, as I'm sure just a page in a very long career that he has ahead of him. I see a little bit of ambition under that helmet, but we'll just have to see what comes next for him later.
For sure, but until then, ladies and gentlemen, we have some words from one of the rookies here in Warzone. Ladies and gentlemen, we hear from Jean Tristram.
You know, MNW, fewer things in life are finer than a casual glass of red and engaging with conversation with a partner. But 4 pins and a showcase victory still tastes so sweet. It's true. I have fought my fair share of tough opponents. I have had my partner to thank for that. He's a real reliable fellow, and he taught me that in wrestling. You have to go for the throat. I've done this before with Hyrold, Maximilian, and now Labris. How does that saying go? Grab the bull by its horns, or Minotaur in this case. All for the small, albeit unsightly price of my blood. My blood. So no, I do not find anything unusual with that match, save for the fact that Labris was there to begin with. But a win is a win. So thank you for booking that dangerous match. For now, a little rest and recuperation is earned, I shall be celebrating with my own circle at the Crimson Cabaret. And remember, our ladies' night is always on Saturdays. And, Allfather, don't keep me waiting too long. The roster may be filled with legends like yourself, but the lives of legends are prey to the ambitious. The ambitious, quite like myself. So if you continue to keep me waiting, I'm only gonna continue to become a tougher and tougher opponent with more time to prepare. So, stop by the cabaret, see a show or two, but Allfather, just know, I am prepared.
Man, he seems focused, especially calling out the Allfather like that.
That's, which, we'll be seeing a little bit more from the Allfather later. It's been interesting trying to follow this, because it's been noted that it's unusual that he's been pretty much just demanding for a gatekeeper match. I'm not really sure why. Because you'd think it's like you would go for, like, something else, but no, he's got a goal in mind. I don't know. I'm sure he'll explain himself, or we'll see the match in due time. But until then, it was interesting to note that, just a brief comment on Labris, how he didn't seem to find anything off in that match, where I did notice people have been asking, well, was there magic involved? But the APS didn't find anything, and I guess John didn't see anything either.
I mean, I think even if he probably did see something, he probably wasn't going to say too much of anything.
I mean, I don't know how much you can see. Like, he had blood all over his face, but I don't know. I would have been more worried about the Minotaur in the ring. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm sure we'll see more of Apex later or news as as things develop towards Multiverse. But
very
until then,
true.
what do we got next?
Well, coming up next, we have some people trying to throw their hats into the ring for this trio's contention. We have Sir Ugly Dunk, Mr. Butler, and the delinquent Nakano Kirishima going up against the Jackson Investigation Force, Seth Jackson, the Turkish Delight himself, Istanbul, and is it hot in here, or is it just Lieutenant Phoenix? Hey Faye, it's your boy.
Sorry, I'm just getting a tall glass of water. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I totally don't see you with the calendar over there.
I mean, it's things are heating up. We're gonna turn the page into June in a couple weeks. Multiverse just getting closer and closer. Oh, can't July come any faster?
I mean, I will say this though. I mean, the Jackson Investigation Force, Seth Jackson, Istanbul, and also Lieutenant Phoenix Hallex. That is the mustache combination I could not even dreamed of. It's a real ride of mustaches, if I'm being honest. Don't give me that look.
Either way, apparently, Phoenix was selected for safety procedures or something. I'm not sure. I hope he wasn't so selected because his mustache alone. I'm not gonna complain. You know.
He does look like. Being a fireman, I can definitely see that he would know a lot of safety procedures, especially the fireman's carry.
Especially like when you're getting into like dangerous areas, because like if you're doing supernatural investigation, that takes you into like derelict, rundown places, usually just haunted places where you got roofs falling down. Maybe you got to break into a couple doors. I'm sure he can, especially with Seth just being very, he's a very, straightforward man. He'd probably try to talk a door down, and, I'm sure Phoenix, would help him out in that regard. There's something to balance it all out, you know?
And you can't really get into any more dangerous situation than Blood Money and what they want. They want Trio's gold, and they will do anything it takes to get such. I mean, Ugly Dunk is the cunning architect of the entire group, where you have Mr. Butler as the absolute powerhouse. And then Nakano Kirishima, he is he is one of the quickest guys I have ever seen outside of like the Bells or just about any other luchador. Oh God, taking him into a belly-to-belly suplex and just dumping Mr. Butler outside of the ring. The power on the Turkish Delight. Although now that I'm thinking about it, with the you think Phoenix borrowed a bunch of Istanbul's oil?
It has been an insane.
Because I assume that he carries about 10 bottles with him at all times.
Possibly. Mustache oil too, probably. Yeah.
I mean,
right.
I can't say anything about it. I use Enraptured Beauties' beard oil on like a near daily basis.
I mean, beard oil is like, it's to what I understand, it's good for just your hair care. But anyways, a little bit too much of facial care.
Yeah, speaking of good hair,
over here taking it right to Nakano.
Yeah, speaking about good hair care, freaking Nakano Kirishima is, it immediately gets tagged in by Mr. Butler and just immediately gets tossed into the buckle by Istanbul. And here you see Istanbul is, I guess, trying to talk some sense into Nakano, especially with whom he chose to align with.
I guess he took one of them.
And then tossing and going for that cover. Ugly Dunk barely doesn't make it, just the skin of his teeth. And your winners, the Jackson Investigation Force. Ugly Dunk, like he was a hair away from breaking up that pin.
That was unexpected.
So yeah, and I'm like, this was like one of the most shocking wins of the entire night, mostly because of how much of a well-oiled machine Blood Money is. That was like a rare hiccup that we have never seen in that faction. So yeah, hopefully Blood Money can kind of turn this around into something positive, because the Jackson Investigation Force right now is being looked at as a contender for those trios titles, as well as the Bell Bros. And later on in the match, we're going to see whom else is going to try and throw their names into the hat. But we will be hearing next. Coming up next, we will be hearing from the Gouda Boy, the Big Oof Champion, Sir McCheese.
He's got a great history in this company. He owns, part of the Burning Lounge. I have a lot of good friends, Hightower has had a great career. He's having a great career. I don't want that to end for either of us. I'll give you the chance to challenge. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this loser leaves wrestling thing. It doesn't have to be like that. I respect you as an opponent. Your stature alone is intimidating, especially for just a little old Gouda boy like me. I'm willing to let you challenge me. Go ahead. Try and take the belt from me. I welcome it, but we don't have to throw away our careers like that. Come on. It's a bit ridiculous. I've gone through a lot. You've gone through a lot. Surely there has to be some other way. If you're having doubts about this whole thing, we could talk it out maybe. Acquitted of all convictions. This man, Hightower, makes his way to the ring.
You know what, McCheese? I've had a long career. I have actually been in this company longer than anyone. There's people have been here as long as I have, but no one has been here longer. And I don't care about that little hiatus I took when I got put in a slammer on trumpet charges.
I get it. That's why you should keep going. Look, you can have the match, but why do you want to take it to this extreme? Are you that certain you can beat me? Do you dislike me? Listen, I don't care about that in actuality. Just why?
Why? Because I've been in this company forever. All I have to show for it is one tag title run. But geez, I keep getting overlooked. Keep getting ignored, and I'm sick of it. And I'm gonna give you a fact. If I can't beat you...
Well, what? You can't just say something like that and then do a creepy laugh, okay, dude? Things were long, but you could always keep trying. Alright, that's something I tell myself. And you know what? That's something I'm gonna tell you. You can always keep trying. What's with this? I don't want to say that you're acting like a quitter right now, but...
Listen, mister, I sell more merchandise than anyone else. You've been coasting on too long. Somebody needs to get you a kick in the can, and that's gonna be me. So if I beat you, you're out of here. That gives you incentive. But there's another point. If I can't beat you, I don't deserve to.
Fine. You know what? You want this then? Fine. You can have it. You think that'll give me a kick in the pants? You think I'm stagnated? It's because I sell a few t-shirts? I take pictures with fans because I like them? Fine. You know what? Sure, let's do this. And I'm going to prove to you that you're the one who's stagnated then. Don't come at me with your problems. Try to twist them around on me.
That's good. That's what I'm at. Let's see if you got what it really takes. Can you handle all a Hightower? Well, I'll do one even better. If I lose and I have to leave town, I'll give you my stake.
Fine. You know what? I accept. You jerk. That's right. What you're doing right now is completely wrong. We could have just had a normal match, but no, you had to go and take things to the extreme, and I don't like taking it there. But I am a knight, and I will do what I must.
Okay. Does that mean you're gonna, I don't know, pull out the abs? Like that's gonna impress me? No. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be bad. And by the end of the match, it is gonna be, wait for it, legendary.
So we have the match, ladies and gentlemen. Hightower takes on McCheese for the Big Oof Championship. Loser leaves town. Also, Hightower, being a fan of How I Met Your Mother, I see you there. Nothing wrong with it, but they could have done a lot better on that ending. But yeah, Faye, this is heating up.
Yeah, it's just a very unfortunate time joke came to mind. But I really feel here for McCheese. He doesn't want things to escalate, but well, he's a you know how he's just a stalwart knight of all things cheesy, right? Would you say he fights for the greater good? It's okay, Joe. He fights for the greater good.
I had to intake every single bit of air that one.
You needed the strength of God to put you through this. Yes, it's all right.
I wanted to immediately play the next match,
No,
but
it's all right.
we need to build that up.
He's a cheesy boy. He's the goodest boy.
Taking these jokes to the grater. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have some tension amongst the members of Cloud9. Ignacio Cervantes and Sergeant Major Payne have aired a few grievances to their Grandmaster Defunk, and I guess Defunk needed just a venting session. And here we have the social outcast, Ignacio Cervantes, Rip El Generico, and the unknown soldier, Sergeant Major Payne, going up against the Grandmaster, the funky one, Defunk. And triple threat rules apply. Ignacio immediately going out and clothesline onto Defunk. So yeah, hopefully this does. I mean, hopefully this doesn't wrap. This doesn't help. This doesn't break apart Cloud9 as it is, because I actually do love seeing these three as a trio.
Yeah, things have, as we saw in a prior week, just Ignacio Cervantes just completely fed up and just unsure of where things are going. And Sergeant Major Payne, he just wanted to follow orders and to fall in line, as I suppose is fairly usual and fairly normal for a man of duty. But it's drawn quite a bit of heat and tension, especially from the audience, who they've viewed Payne and Ignacio very well, but the association with Defunk and all the things he's trying to have them do to kind of spread the word, as it were, has been drawing a lot of ire, a lot of bad press, and things have just come to a boil, which is not surprising at all.
I mean, it's not really much surprising because, like, Defunk not only promised them the world, but they also promised the teachings of the Great Bull. And, I mean, everyone's pretty much saying it. Everyone is kind of... I mean, to be fair, the undisputed MVP, Edward Bosco, was only here for like a few months, but he still made a big splash. I mean, this is a big enough splash to where people are wanting his return. And, I mean, Defunk wanted to model some of those methods that he uses. Oh, God, that freaking cutter from Ignacio out of nowhere. Freaking Randall Keith is proud of that one.
He's been nothing short of just passionate. But Payne over there is just trying to show him what for and get into it with Funk. But the funky one is very slippery indeed.
Oh God, very slippery. I mean, trying to use every single bit of this match to his benefit. I mean, same for Sergeant Major Payne, who is just taking the boots to everybody right now. Making sure Ignacio's out of the ring, trying to go for that cover. And, I mean, Major has been... I mean, in the match itself, Major was actually really good at trying to not only separate him out, but also just trying to overwhelm both of his opponents. As well as Ignacio being the zippy lucha that he is. He's been trying to... mortar shot. Oh, and gets interrupted by a leg lariat from Ignacio. Man, these guys... I swear, these guys should have teamed up on Defunk. That would have made their lives a whole lot easier. Ooh, drop kick to the spine of Sergeant Major Payne. Ignacio takes out the Grandmaster. See, here we see Ignacio just taking it to both of his opponents here. I swear, I'm not sure. Oh, not Falcon Arrow. Spanish Fly from Defunk. So seriously though, both Ignacio and Sergeant Major Payne have just been on a freaking roll in this match, taking out like in a lot of intervals, just managing to take out both of their opponents. Oh, and here we have the most devastating submission move in all of MNW, the Wiggle. And you can see why Ignacio taps. And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, the Grandmaster, the Funk.
The funkiest one on the roster. It seems he certainly plans to continue with his teachings of the Great Bull and
and here we see Nice Eyes immediately coming in.
Let that happen, as we see here.
Yeah, Nice Eyes is still not anywhere close to being done with the Defunct specifically of Cloud9. And yeah, just immediately taking it out as Ignacio's actually taking it to Ignacio's taking it to Sergeant Major Payne. Does this mean like that Payne that Ignacio is defecting from Cloud9 at this point? Oh God, from Russia with
not
love.
Sure, but I mean the thing is with groups like this, you usually need a little bit of help to get out of a situation like this, because in or out, Ignacio is outnumbered either way, so he would probably need to reach out to Nice Ice or others who would be actively fighting against Cloud9 because at that point it's just a numbers game, and as we've seen from Cloud9, they are not afraid to just be how should we say it? Just be generally very aggressive, as we saw with Defunct's attempts to get Lock-in to join Cloud9, just constantly interfering in matches. Just a lot of attacks, just to try to beat the competition down and make them and force them into your ranks. But Nice Ice isn't having any of it.
God no. Nice Eyes, he has, like, ever since as far as I can remember, and this was, like, back during the Inquisition, he has been one of, if not the most straight-up guy I have ever seen. When he sees something, he goes for it. When he wants something, he takes it. And he wants Defunct. He will definitely get his, lack of a better term, his pound of flesh. He's not going to stop until like he beats Defunct in the middle of that ring. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we were told that the tag team contention went to the Outlaws, and here we have a bit of a singles match from both teams. Here we have the big lad of the Outlaws himself, CJR Killer, going up against one half of the tag team champions, Raphael Sampson. Also, I realized that he doesn't have a P in his name. It's usually Rampson, but that's semantics at that point.
I don't know. It's just one of those last names where, I just kind of, you would think. But, very interesting saying just how things are going to play out here. As we've seen with the administration, CGR Killer and Theron are now the enforcers of the administration. So there's certainly a bit of a push to try to get them a quote-unquote fair contention and a tag match up against the tag team title holders. Although Samson has been nothing short of cross and very wrathful, especially in the case of Theron and his interference.
Yeah, because especially with especially with Theron Eldrazi. Theron and CGR were the reason why Raphael lost his Big Oof title to Storytellers in the first place. Their interference had him hand the title over, essentially. So you know that they would want to try and get some monochrome of payback against them, but with the backing of the administration and the comments Anon made it earlier on in the night, this has been this situation is kind of devolving into, I guess, Warzone versus the administration, from what it looks like. Oh god, Raphael just belly-to-belly suplex, just tossing CGR with ease. That's right, both these big guys just they're tossing each other like it's nothing, and it's outstanding. This is the kind of hoss fight that people would definitely talk about.
CGR killers having none of it. Oh, shades of the All-Father.
And just wrapping Raphael up in that camel clutcher. And oh god, this big gorilla press. Ooh, dropping that knee. That's got to be about 280, 300 pounds right there that I just dropped on him.
See how high he can jump, and you can see how high he can just toss people as well.
And once again, just picking up CGR as if he was weightless. That is outstanding. Over that cover, kicking out at one. Oh, God. The situation with the administration has becoming a lot more complicated by the day, wouldn't you agree? I see she stepped out for a moment. It's just, I don't know, like, especially with, we have such an eclectic roster of people here in MNW, and, well, I feel like it's signaling people out. I mean, it's like freaking Montoya said, which I can't believe I'm actually quoting him. I mean, we got a bunch of people. We got robots, bees of all, I mean, Sasquatch is a squatch. Like, oh, God, that big power slam onto Raphael. 1, 2, and 3. And your winner, CJR Killer.
Yep. Certainly a very capable competitor, really, at the end of the day. There's really no arguing against that. I mean, say what you will, but he does have does have a head for the competition and knows how to take advantage of the situation. And although he hasn't gotten away completely unscathed, I have a feeling that Crimson Mask is going to be a very small taste of the entirety of the wrath of the All Lords once they get both Theron and CGR in the ring. And Sasquatch is probably not going to be afraid to flatten either of them, frankly.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. I'm also just kind of thrown off by this administration stuff because it just feels like that they're alienating a good chunk of the roster in favor of what they believe, and that's all I will say about that. But hey, you want to know what I would like to do? I would like to go on ahead into our next match. Anyway, so coming up next, we have Devin of Shoot Nation, former tag team champion, going up against this guy, Dr. Grimm of the Murder Cat.
Yes, and his device was reportedly active throughout the show again. I believe he issued a statement somewhat along the lines of, "I hate all of you, the device will be on for the rest of the show."
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. We've been having a lot of audio hiccups and just technical difficulties lately, and we're not sure what the device is, only that it's very, very dangerous and it is tampering with things that even Dr. Caliban is just... he's not happy that Grimm has a hold of such dangerous technology, and he's doing God knows what's with it. but that's sort of to be expected from such a viciously, how should I put this? He's like the scary side of ambition. It's like, he does everything with science where it's like, nothing is gonna stop him from thinking maybe he shouldn't experiment with it, you know?
Yeah,
and he's really unhinged.
Yeah, and the one person that we know that could possibly stop this, at the very least, the one person that is more than likely to stop him, is banned from Warzone. No one is. I mean, who's going to be enough to stop this device?
Yeah, it's really a question on everyone else's mind. Although, I'm just happy to see Devin just back in the competition. All bad news aside. He's not gonna retire from his he had a very long title reign as for Shoot Nation. So I think he deserves the rest. Nope, right back into the ring, right back into the flames, as you could also say. And that is quite the opponent. He's just he's got some balls, this man. He's trying to play mind games with Grim on the outside, just smashing him into the crowd back there. Oh, and the ref got to, I think, a 6 or 7 count, actually.
Yeah, rule 1 of fighting Grim: never play mind games with this man. Just come at him with brute force. Just do that, and you'll make your life easier.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a jinx, but he's a brave man. I'll commend him for that.
Is it bravery or is it foolishness? The two coincide so much.
I mean,
because don't get me wrong, I love Devin. He was one of my favorites in the C101, and he was a tremendous tag team champion. Also, what this is, I'll never fucking know. But honestly speaking, you never try to outsmart Grim, because Lord knows, he's got like a plan upon a plan upon a plan upon a plan.
Yep, plans on plans on plans. Although he certainly is more of the mastermind of the group, shall we say. I'm sure this is a very interesting set of weeks for him leading up to Multivania, which I'm certain the Murder Cave will be bound to make some sort of some of their presence known, as has been the trend. As we saw last year with Zach Oduo getting over on Chaz Lee, the former Multiverse heavyweight champion.
And here we see the claw applied onto Devin, and Devin passes out to whatever Grim has stored in those fingers of his.
That whatever technology is in there. I believe I saw earlier that some sort of poison was made active.
And your winner, Dr. Victor Grimm. This does not bode well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think he's just a simple mad scientist, no. This fucker destroyed an entire multiverse and cursed an entire island with his bullshit replicants and fucking clowns. Clowns.
Yeah.
Seriously, to the day I die, I will have it out for that man. Long after, and even then, I will come back as a ghost just to spite him, knowing that he's gonna live longer. And the worst thing about that is he'll look at it and go, huh, and then go away. Yes, Sawyer, I gave you the coordinates. Sawyer heard clowns, and I'm like, yes, please, go there. Free them. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go right on ahead into our next match with with another Murder Cave match. Here we see VIP Wilson, the Beef, and Asir Tehran going up against Chasley, the Allfather Arkoff, and the Bringer of War, Grizzly Adams. Two out of the 3 members of the Murder Cave here, former MNW World Heavyweight Champions. The Beefling here, definitely one of the biggest and the toughest that this side of the Nexus. And especially when we bring Wilson into the picture here with his reign of brutality that he's been going on. Hell, he seems surprised that this match was even made for them, like for him, like his involvement with it. Sorry.
Nothing short of a worthy matchup, though I would argue. It's hard to find equal competitors for both of these individual teams. So it's a very logical setup to just try to see who between them would probably be the better contenders. Because we do, as far as Warzone is concerned, it does have to a trio up against AAA. And it's the administration is going to pick someone somehow, I guess. So... yeah, just nothing short of star power all around, or just power. Maybe not necessarily stars, as some people might argue, but just power again all around. Just the sheer viciousness both sides have been shown to provide in the ring.
It's like you said. I mean, you can't. It's hard to find equal footing when it comes to these things, especially for the trio's contention. And hell, it's like also I said earlier, 2 out of the 3 people in this match are former world title holders. I mean, as Grizzly Adams is a former tag team champion himself, and I mean, Beef just getting most of the offense here. But
Beef just a very strong, just vicious competitor, and never to just disclude Alcir, who went around on a streak of breaking everyone's arms for several months, from what I hear.
Here we see Wilson and Alcir begging for a tag, but it does not come. Ooh, sucker punch straight to the jaw of the engineer. And then here we see Chasley finally in the blue corner. Wilson just hanging on to him and just ripping into his throat. Man. VIP showing their brutality and their ingenuity. Oh, suicide spear onto Chasley. Jesus, Beef. Did you see Alcir just get right on out of there? He ran like a bat out of hell.
Oh, well, thankfully he is also a very clever and quick man. Probably bet the best for his own safety, because, these are some towering individuals.
Like, you see that much beef coming at you, I'd run too. Oh, man, so we got... and I seriously, like, really want to see people... Like, I want to meet the people who actually think that the Murder Cave aren't doing anything. Aren't sitting there back at their HQ or their locker room plotting and planning everything. And here we see Beef tag into Wilson. Wilson taking it to Godfather.
Just, again, as you've explained, Joe, this man has been on a very vicious, bloody streak. He wants nothing short of a title shot, in my opinion, or he's going to just tear through everyone else, just because he can, just to prove that he's better, just to prove, like, he doesn't need gimmicks, he doesn't need powers, he doesn't need anything, he's just determined to be the best, or he will break everyone else under his fingers, just to prove it.
I mean, you also got to admit, though, he wanted a real opponent, he wanted someone on his level.
And what better people, to be honest. Looks like he's tagging on Austere for now. He's just going to let him, but, I mean...
What the hell? And here we see Wilson beating up the Beef.
Yeah, he just flipped him into the ring. and he's just grabbing him by the horns and throwing him onto the ropes. What the? Yeah, everything is pretty much just broken down at this point. The ref finally notices Wilson's just still in the ring. He's just trying to, and there goes Lossier.
And so hashtag VIP is finally got trending. Oh God, right in the frickin' Ravens. Oh Jesus. By DQ, your winners, the Murder Cave. Wilson, I think Wilson snapped. Like, legitimately speaking, I think he's finally lost it, turning on the people that he called family. I mean, he held Seer in such high regard, and yet, yeah, this is happening. Hashtag VIP is not fine.
Yeah, did I hear clowns from tweeting out from Sorry. You did hear something about clowns.
Isla, Scorn, get rid of them.
Yeah. Isla, Scorn, yeah. Don't. Sawyer's got other problems, Joe. But the best.
Sorry, go ahead.
The best way I've seen it phrased was actually on behalf of one Buck Bumble, who we heard from shortly after this, and we had him on record saying essentially that VIP was holding Wilson back, and now that there's nothing to do so, what is going to happen now? Which, the more I think about it, is a very, very frightening thought. I don't see this as just betrayal. I see this as VIP cannot control Wilson anymore, and he really is off the chain. They can't do anything about him. We're gonna have to see if anyone can on the Warzone roster.
Yeah, I mean, who is it gonna be, though? I mean, I'm sure the Murder Cave is probably gonna look at this and go, yes, as planned, and probably just move on. But who's gonna be the one to take down Wilson, especially with how, I'll say it, crazy that he's been so far?
Yeah, bloodthirsty, crazy, just
manic.
Nothing short of violent, manic. You know, he's hell bent on putting everyone else beneath him, and choking the life out of them. To be honest, just breaking them apart. Yeah, I'm not gonna get in his way.
No,
we're gonna have to see. Yeah, no, we're gonna have to see we'll see whatever Wilson does very, very soon, because I think it's gonna be very clear the picture in the next coming weeks, as he's not going to be afraid to attack anyone soon, from the looks of it.
Until then, we have a Nexus Titan #1 contender match coming right up to you. Coming out first, we have Mick Morgan of Clan Mick Morgan. And then we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Beowulf. Coming out third is the Storyteller, the ever enigmatic. And finally, coming out fourth is the Faye King, representing Legion, Earl King West. The winner of this match will go on to face Kane for Kane's first Nexus Titan Championship defense. And honestly speaking, I could not have picked four better people, honestly. That wasn't already involved in like the trios contention, or Suplex Sam with the hardcore division, or hell, Hightower with the big oof. I mean, hell, fucking Hightower could have put himself into this match. He'd tower over all of them and have the power game on lock. Gotta note that I gotta turn this up a bit. And here we see Mick Morgan going up against the Storytellers, and the Faye going up against the Viking Myth. Or Legend. Yeah, Legend is the better word I was looking for. Thank you, Phyllis. Honestly speaking, actually, that's actually that feels like a freaking a story out of the Edda itself. Is the noble warrior going up against a, the Lord of the Wild Hunt. Which, weird fact, according to some legends, is also Odin. So, Multiverse is a bitch. That's all I will say. Oh god, a backdrop suplex onto Earl King West, and Storyteller's just taking it to McMorgan. God, I'm actually surprised. Like, McMorgan was the most surprising entry for this one for me, and then Storytellers. McMorgan having mostly kind of booked for the hardcore divisions, mostly. And Storytellers is, coming off of his loss to McCheese for the Big Oof title at Future Shock. Brass must think the Brass must think very highly of him to put him in contention here. And then we got a 2 count onto the Earl King, and Earl King kicks out ever the wily one. And here we see McMorgan and Beowulf kind of going at it. And, is this the midnight run from Beowulf? Oh, looks like Storytellers was trying to steal a pin. Beowulf is on top of it. Oh, God, running into Guri. Right onto the legend himself. And going in for... Oh, God, a choke bomb.
Of a Nexus Titan shot.
Going in for that cover. 1, 2. Kicking right out of 2. Earl King just looking onward. And then here we see McMorgan going up against the Earl King himself. Also another, what feels like another freaking, like, mythos from the freaking Highlands. Another noble warrior going up against the that of the fair folk. On the bookend onto McMorgan. Looks like he was going in for another, but McMorgan quickly recovers. Looks like he's setting up for something big, ladies and gents. Oh, God, that running kick. Going in for that cover. Everyone's down. 2. Oh, and Beowulf breaks it right up.
Just such a hectic match, but I was so happy to see all of these competitors in the ring. And to be honest, it was, for me, it was between Beowulf and McMorgan were my favorites coming in.
I don't know, I kind of had a Highlander and a 3 count. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and the number 1 contender for the Nexus Titan Championship, the Highlander, McMorgan. God. So, as well, not only is he going to be contending for the title, but he's going to be getting an interview from one Michael Montoya this coming Saturday. So, yeah, things are looking up for the man of Clan McMorgan. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have our main events coming up next. We have some words from the Hardcore Champion. We got words from Daggerick.
I've seen many things. I've seen forges grow dark. I've seen dormant forges brought back to life with insurmountable fire. I've seen blood in pools larger than any man even dare to fathom. I've seen bones break. I've seen steel flash in the cold darkness of light, illuminating the bodies of untold thousands. Yet, suplex Sam. I am impressed. I'm also intrigued how a man who greases himself up, a man who wears those plastic shades and that ridiculous gold mail helmet, but, you know, I'm starting to understand you. Because I understand now that you don't care about anything but victory and gold. And that is a man I can understand. And that is a man I respect enough enough to shake his hand, enough to trade blows of steel, enough to give a shot at my belt. So Suplex Sam, you want the Dwarven Prince, you want? I know what you want. It's violence you want, and you've come to the one-stop shop, and you've impressed me, so you're getting your shot at my gold, and it's going to be glorious. They're going to sing about this battle in halls long past, and in halls yet to be created. I'll see you in the ring.
Not only is McMorgan the number one contender for the Nexus Titan Championship, but Suplex Sam has just been named the number one contender for the Hardcore title. Oh, God. I wonder if Suplex Sam's limit is going to be removed, and is he going to be coming at him full force with weapons, or is he still going to be not using any? Only time will tell. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, that was our main event segment. And we have only one more thing left. We have the Warzone moment of the week.
So, yes, that's why I'm doing it. It's just to set what's wrong right. That's what the administration is here to do, after all. I hope you all understand. It's not a personal against you, Zacho. You're just not our kind of person. That's the man you're supporting right there, huh, Michael?
Yeah, I take it back. What the? We have bees, Anon! Bees! There's a shark backstage! What are you? You creepy, vent-crawling hobbit? What are you to say? The robots are nice sometimes. There are people who can stand on walls. God damn it!
You know, Michael, I knew in the end you wouldn't disappoint me, and I'm proud of you right now.
There are bees, Jerry.
There are bees.
They come to our show.
Michael's exclamation into after Anons's announcement. That is your moment of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I freaking lose it every time. He's like, we got people that stand on the walls. It's just the way he delivers it. I don't know what it is. It just makes me laugh. Oh, Lord, help me. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is MNW Warzone. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hashtag there are bees.
There are bees, Jerry! Let's go ahead and get that trending, ladies and gentlemen.
There are bees. There are bees.
Yes, let's just go ahead and just hashtag there are bees. Hopefully we can get the honeybee population back in motion.
Save the bees, everybody. By the way, bees are very important to the ecosystem. They're not pests.
All right, so that was MNW Warzone, and I will say, please check it out at twitch.tv/Dr_Caliban on Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And that is Firing Line for this evening. Faye, is there anything that you would like to tell the Firing Line audience?
Oh boy, everybody. Just remember to take care of yourselves, love yourselves. Oh, I see a bit of glitching in the audience. That's okay. I hope you're okay, Sawyer. I'll send you environmentally recyclable flowers. I don't know what works for you. You need something on your desk. Anyways, that's about it for me. I hope everyone's just gonna have a good night.
Alrighty, so ladies and gentlemen, like we said, that is Firing Line. For my co-host Faye Jin, I am Joe Mojo, and we are signing out.
Hello, Multiverse!
This is the one-man bar fight, Burnout Vaughn. And I'm here to tell you to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, because we want you here on the MNW YouTube channel. Okay, is that good? Did I get a take? Do I get paid now?